Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how do you actually get the best rentals and at very good rates in the Philippines. We're going to get into three really great ideas. I'm going to give you one bonus one at the end of the video and get right into it right after the short intro. Thanks.
Pack your bags, let's hit the road. In the Philippines where adventures unfold. With Brian's life compass, we'll on our way. Guiding true, traveling just me and you. Join the journey, it's adventures.
So number one right off the bat is going to be one of the easiest ones to do, and that's of course online, and more in particular more like Facebook. If you're considering a certain area like Cebu, Dumaguete, Palawan, wherever it is, join the Facebook groups, even the buy and sell kind of stuff. They'll be linked to other websites in there, but I find that it's not like North America where you just go online and you can find housing. There's nothing really like that in the Philippines. And the ones that are, they're very limited and very highly cost. So you can go through the number one, Facebook, join any kind of groups, even expat groups, stuff like that. They'll link you to different other sites on there as well. That's number one. Number two is pretty underrated as well, and that is just driving around. You're going to basically get a hotel or a temporary residency wherever you're going to be going, and then drive around and explore. I found some of my best apartments that way. And in with that, for example, when you're driving around and you see a subdivision, there's going to be guards. You can very easily ask, most of them just let you come right on through when you ask and you're looking for rentals. Because what will happen is they don't really advertise it, but they put a sign on their gate. How are you ever going to find this? It's impossible unless you drive around. I found apartments out in the mountainside, actually, to tell you the truth, and there was way out in the middle of nowhere, fresh air, great location, great price. So driving around is really actually quite underrated. So like I said, you find these subdivisions, you just ask. Sometimes they might leave an ID or something like that. And you just drive around, pick out the areas that you want to go through. So that's number two. Now, if you find any of these videos helpful as well, please share, please like, leave a comment, ask questions. I can get more into details if there's anything you in particular need to know. And then on the same lines with asking somebody for number three is it's really not what you know, it's who you know. So when you go into the markets, you're going to getting a haircut, stuff like that. Ask around. I know even bigger gatherings and stuff like that. You ask around, and more than likely they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and it goes from there. And just to share a little bit, I mean, I found one of my places that is got a really good deal on it. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, ocean view, covered parking, a little bit of a yard, gated community as well. It's very secure, and it's only 5,000 pesos. And the reason being is because when I did a drive around, now that particular one took me a few months to actually get, simply because the owner didn't want to deal with it. It had a leaking roof, and he was quite a ways away, several hours away, and just didn't want to deal with it. So I got the number from neighbors around the area, and the last person they rented to was through family, and they wanted the roof fixed, and he didn't want to come out and fix it, so they moved out. And long story short, it cost me about $60. I repaired the roof myself, took it as is, and it's a very decent price. And so there's ways of doing that around as well. So that's the three. Now I'm going to give you the bonus one. This one is a really fantastic one, and I tell you, it's dual purpose. So every little area has a barangay captain. What you want to do is find the barangay captain, introduce yourself, and tell them what you're looking for. The barangay captain is responsible for a lot of their stuff in the community. So, for example, if you ever do a lease on a property or buying and selling or something, pretty much they're aware of it. So if anybody's going to know about something like that, they would know as well. So a barangay captain really is a great way to introduce yourself, hence the dual purpose. And then you can kind of get a feeling for the area. Like when I mention this, it might be like a little community off the beaten path. You want to get a vibe for it. You just find the barangay captain and see how open and welcoming they are and stuff like that. So they're all very friendly. But that is one thing that you can do that really makes a big difference. And that may not be immediately, but you give them the number and stuff like that. And that way you can really break down what you're looking for And by all means, this makes a huge difference. The ones I really rely on primarily is driving around and asking, like, you know, that includes the barangay captain. That would be even church organizations and stuff like that. Driving around is one of the most successful. It takes the longest, but it's literally one of the best. Nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, but the vast majority don't really advertise on a mass scale. They will have a sign by the gate or by the window. And more importantly, those ones that do that, you can also usually get a better deal. Like, for example, the one I had mentioned, there was no sign, there was no nothing. So I just knew it was vacant because there was tall grass and it looks like nobody's been lived in it for a while, and it's in a community. So it was like, you know, row housing more. It wasn't row housing, but side by side housing. And I just asked the neighbors, and then, you know, they gave me the history on it and so on and so forth. So even that one without a sign, you know, is what I found. And like I said, that one took a few months to get because I finally got a hold of the owner. They didn't want to deal with nothing. At first, I thought they're going to come fix the roof, and then that wasn't happening. So I offered, take it as is. And that's another way you can get better deals, is by offering, take it as it is, which I find, quite honestly, a better way to go anyway. Because even if you don't take it as it is, getting repairs done sometimes can be quite difficult and time consuming. And the only thing I kind of like where it's not as is, for example, the fridge. Because if that breaks down, then, you know, they'll normally fix it or replace it. But as far as anything else in the house, it's very delayed. So your moms will just try and get a better deal on the rent and deal with fixing up how you like, what you like, as long as you got permission to do so. I find that a better rate. Another one, since we're going a little off topic, how to find the best place, but also try to look for something unfurnished if you're looking for long term. I find it much more cost effective finding something empty and then you fill up yourself, because in the long run it can be, for example, a furnished place will be $15,000 for the same apartment. Unfurnished can be as low as 10 or 8 sometimes. So it doesn't take long for that to add up if you buy your own bed and ref and stove and everything else. So these are all small little hints and advices. If you got some other thoughts that may help, please leave them in the comments. You got some direct questions, leave them in the comments as well. Cost you nothing to share and like and subscribe. Please do so if you found this helpful and interesting. Thanks, everybody. Take care and have a good one.